If you're whispering, just cool it for a minute.
Excuse me, peeps.
Okay. For all of you new people in the room, and for the rest of you who are returners, welcome to the mostest funnest thing you can do in New York City on a Monday night. For those of you that have yet to play Dodgeball in New York City or with us before, hey everybody, my name's Ari. I run this thing. What's up? Hey, what's up? Hey guys, so I'm going to go over 3 things before we get started, just to start the season. And those 3 things are: number 1 is how the season runs. Number 2, got to introduce our refs and the rules. Number 3, just sort of what we're all about as a culture and why this violent game of childhood still works as an adult. So, number 1, the way the season works. I believe most of you guys have gotten your jerseys that your captains or someone with a strip of paper has been handing out to all of you guys. The way the season works is every night for the next 7 weeks, 9 weeks really, we got 2 weeks off. You will have 2 3-game matches a night. And amongst those 3-game matches, it's best of 3. So if your team wins 2 out of 3, you guys win the match. At the end of the season, how many times you've won or lost is your ranking for the playoffs. Everybody makes the playoffs. There's a giant big trophy that's fun at the end. Now, instead of it being best out of 3, what happens if one team wins 2 in a row? You've already won 2 out of 3. So that third match, there's that third game of the match, we don't want the team that obviously had the better night that night to have to just massacre that team a third time, because that's shitty. So the way that we do is do it sort of like boxing scoring, in that the winner of the round gets points and the loser of the round gets points. If you win your best out of 3 match, you get 10 points for the night. If you lose, you get 5 points. Now, if a team sweeps those first 2, that third game, we mix up the players. It's a scrimmage, so you get to play against your buddies. And so the team that lost, at least half of them are going to win a game, and the team that won isn't going to just get to step on the ants again that they just kicked the ass of a third time. So, at the end of the season, those points will add up. So for these 7 weeks, the gym and the games are just part of it. The second half of the night always is going to the bar, which for many people is the most important part of the evening. Tonight, for all you veterans as well as the new people who don't know, tonight actually our normal bar is 3 Sheet Saloon, which we'll be at for the next 6 weeks. We have the upstairs to ourselves. They have beer game tables set up for us. They have $9 pitchers, $3 shots, and it's pretty good food for bar food. And it's a pretty ridiculous shit show of a time for a Monday night. If you drink or not, I don't normally just get a plate of fries, but just come and hang out with everybody. However, tonight, MTV has rented out the bar because they launched a new show and they're having a party there. So for the night, we are going to a bar called Thunder Jackson's, which is on Bleecker. It's a 9-minute walk according to the Googles. A 9-minute walk to Thunder Jackson. It's on Bleecker, and they're giving us the same deals. We're going to have 3 beer game tables set up for us, if that's your thing. And there are $10 pitchers and $4 shots again as well. So come hang out. Speaking of shots, every week we will have a costume theme. Totally optional, but it's pretty Trey's. Totally optional, but if you dress up and you put some effort into it, you'll be getting a free shot at the bar, and that's good times. I think coming up this season, if you look on the schedule, it's all listed already ahead of time. I know some of you like to plan out your costumes months in advance and get more power to you. You get free shots at the bar. At the end of the season, not only do we crown a champion of the season, but we crown a social champion, the team that's been showing up the most, the team that has generally not been a dick or yelled about anything, the team that everyone seems to like, no one has any problems with, win or lose. And they not only get shots at the end of the season, but a giant 6-person beer bong squid to hang out at the bar, if that's your thing. Now, that is how a season will run. In terms of point number 2 is sort of the culture of what we're all about here. Obviously, this game, since we all last played for our first time, we were like 10 years old or something, you may have noticed that we are a lot larger and can now murder each other with these things. And we don't want to do that to make it a super shitty experience for everybody. So the way this works, the way that we have ladies and guys who are 10 pounds soaking wet playing with us, and giant monster weightlift guys who are playing with us, and nobody's getting massacred or intimidated out there, and And every season we fill up with 10 teams, 60 guys, 40 women. The only reason that works is our overarching unofficial motto, philosophy, policy is, hey, don't be a dick. And the way that works, what that means is playing down to your opponent's level. I cannot stress this enough. This is why this works. If you are awesome, great. More power to you. And a lot of people out there are going to have a 1,000-mile-an-hour rocket cannon arm. Veterans, I know you've heard this a million times. This is why this works. Please keep on it, as we always do. If you know someone is not as good at you, tone down the miles an hour, or else we get mad at you and don't let you play anymore. So you're going to see a lot of people out there who can throw like crazy. That is not going to be your experience there unless you want it to be. No one's out there to kill anybody or massacre somebody. If you are so good at this game that you are just crushing people, great. There's going to be plenty of other all-stars you can play against. If you are crushing someone who's smaller than you, you are A, kind of an asshole. That's just not cool. And B, just don't belong here. That's not like a sport. Yeah, I beat up that person who's never thrown a ball before. Like, good for you, buddy. Don't do that. That's no fun. So, if you remember nothing else, A, don't be a dick. You should be totally fine. In terms of rules, let's actually know what you're doing out there on the court before we have all these shenanigans out there. If I could get, let me introduce the referees that will be enforcing these rules for the season. And this mysterious looking man with a sleeve tattoo, so you know he's got a naughty side. This is Martin. So rules, very briefly, I'm not going to go over everything right now.
We'll have two refs
online as well. We just want to start the games, but as brief as possible for the most part.
Introduce Tom?
Every team has got 10 players. You need at least 4 to show up to not forfeit for the night. That should not be a problem out of 6 people. I mean, out of 10 people on your team. You'll play with 6 versus 6 at a time, at least 2 women on the court. If you don't have enough players during the week, if you know you don't have enough people showing up, bring a buddy. That's totally fine. You can bring friends to join your team for a night. Also, you are able to just grab someone from another team to substitute for you, as long as the other team okays your substitutes. You can't just choose the ringer every single time in the gym, because your team's not going to let you do that. 6 versus 6, we will blow a whistle, run to get the ball. I cannot stress this enough, do not slide for the ball. So we'll have broken fingers and bashed heads. We don't want that to happen. If you slide for the ball, it's not that we don't like you, though we might not, you won't know. But if you slide for the ball, we will call you out. Do not slide for the ball. Reach down to pick up a ball. Once you have a ball, you cannot immediately pick it up and hit someone in the face from an inch away. You need to bring the ball all the way back to your end line. Reason being, so don't hit people in the face from an inch away. Now, start throwing the ball at each other. You are out if you get hit. You are out if somebody catches your throw. And you are also out if you are trying to block with the ball. Use your ball as a shield, which is totally fine. And someone throws at you, and it knocks your ball out of your hand. So like a Butterfingers penalty, you're out for that. The thing to keep in mind is that the ball is live until it drops to the ground, hits the wall, the ceiling, pretty much, or another ball in midair. What that means is that if I throw it at somebody and it hits off them and then their teammate, they're both out. That goes both ways though. I throw it out if somebody hits them up in the air, their teammate catches it, their teammate just saved them, I'm out as a thrower. Does that make sense? Yeah. People are going to help you out, don't worry about it. When you are out, you will go to the sideline on your side, this sideline over here, and you'll keep it in order. First out, second out, third out, fourth out, behind whatever players you had that were sitting out if you had more than 6 in the first place to start. Everyone's lined up on the side there. And if somebody who is still in on your team makes a catch, whoever's first to go in comes back in. You can't just send in your best player every time. Keep it in order on the sideline. When someone makes a catch, one player's out, comes back in. We play till one team is dead. Switch sides, do it again. Best out of 3. Make sense? Couple things. There's little nuances here and there that always draw some issues throughout the season. And there's no perfect answer for all these. We do the best we can with them. First of all, high throws. We don't hit people in the face because faces hurt. So, if you are standing neutral or jumping, we're changing this season after some difficulties last season. If you are standing upright or you are jumping and you get hit in the head, you are not out. You are not out. The person's throwing too high. That's on them. You are standing upright or jumping, you are not out. If you are ducking and someone hits you in the head, well, that sucks. It's not like they threw high. They weren't being aggressive. They were throwing low and you just happen to bend down at a bad time. You are out if you get hit in the head when you are ducking down. That being said, no matter the circumstance of somebody getting hit in the head, we blow a whistle, stop the play, no matter who, veteran, new person, whoever, stop the play, go over, just, hey, I'm sorry, buddy. We don't need things like, if your number one concern is something that, no, they were talking. No, you're being a dick. The first important thing is to make sure that person is alive. Go over there and say you're sorry like a human being. Just helps to calm things down a little bit. So if you are ducking and you get hit in the head, you are out. If you are standing upright and get hit in the head, the person who threw it is out. Keep the balls low. Not only is it safety, it's better strategy because it's much easier to catch something that's up here than down at your feet. Cool? Cool. All right. Also, for going out of bounds, tweak this a little bit from last season as well. We're not going to be crazy about going out of bounds because nobody wants to win or lose a game because you stepped over a line. That's not really satisfying. Yeah, I got him. He stepped in a wrong spot. That's not fun for you. And if it is, that's weird. That's a weird accomplishment. And it's also crappy to lose like that, for sure. So, you are allowed to be 1 foot out of bounds. You can dodge out of bounds. You get warnings. You have 3 warnings. If you personally dodge out of bounds 3 times, you'll be called out. That being said, any action you do has to be within the lines of the court. So even if I dodge out of bounds, that's a warning. I can't then throw a ball from out of bounds. I can, but it's not going to count if I hit somebody. I need to be in bounds to throw the ball. Make sense? Middle line, same thing. If I want to get a ball, I can put 1 foot over the middle line to pick up a ball. That's a big one. I can put 1 foot over the middle line to pick up a ball, but same as sidelines, I have to be within the lines to make a play. So if I have 1 foot over and someone throws at me and I catch it, it doesn't count. I wasn't in the bounds of my side. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Back to high throws, I missed one thing. Your team gets 3 warnings, not individual. If your team throws high 3 times, whoever threw that 3rd high ball in the course of a match, that thrower is out. So keep the throws low. You really want to enforce this. It's a crappy way to win or lose the game. No one's mean to throw high, of course, but it's just a way to, we need to keep the balls down so you don't hurt everybody. 3 high throws, and whoever throws it the 3rd time is out. Let me see if I am missing anything else here. Yes. 2 more things. Also, you're not allowed to pinch the ball because that breaks them and also puts some funky spin on it. Do not pinch the ball, which means that if I'm throwing like this, I cannot do that with the ball. That's pinching. Don't do that. You'll get 1 more. Just don't do that. Just no worries. Just don't do that. Lastly, these games are not timed. Everyone gets an allotted 30 minutes throughout the course of the night. That being said, we got to keep the pace up to keep the game moving. So the referees will be counting. If your team is not going fast enough, they'll start counting down. You have 5 seconds to throw. 4, 3, 2, 1. Whichever team has more balls, it's on them to throw. They're the ones with the countdown. If the balls are even on either side, it's whichever team has more players. Still even, both sides get a countdown. If you do not throw within 5 seconds, other side gets all the balls. Shouldn't be a problem. Throw it within 5 seconds. If you can't hear the countdown, we will have a flag that'll be pointing to which side gets the countdown when it's their time. We'll have a big racing checkered flag sitting over there. The last thing I will say, what makes this game work, this game is very, very difficult to referee because there are 18 things to watch. There's 6 balls and 12 players. I cannot reiterate this enough. There's a culture of honesty which makes this game and this league work. The referees are not there to call you out. The referees are there when there's a dispute. When you get hit, you're not waiting for a whistle. When you get hit, you go out because you're an honest human being and not a dick. If you get hit, go out. No one's going to know when you just raises your finger on the hand. Only you are. Don't be that guy. That's the way this sport works. And I tell you, when you develop a reputation for honesty, calls end up going your way a lot more often than not. If you're blocking with a ball and a ball comes at you and hits your fingers on the ball, you are out. Keep That counts. If it hits your body, you are out. Don't be that guy. The referees are there for when there are disputes, when things that are confusing happen. Hits him, bounces up, someone catches, someone else gets hit. That's what referees are there for. Now, you are not allowed to argue with the referee. If you have an issue with the referee, talk between games with your captain and bring your captain over with you to talk to the referee. It is not that your concerns, we don't care about them, it's that we need to keep the games moving. And your concern, while certainly probably valid, there are 90 some odd other people in here in the gym, and we gotta move on, and don't be a dick. It's just a game of dodgeball, right? Right. Okay. So, that is just about that. Who would like me to shut up and we can play dodgeball now? Okay. One question, yes.
You run 40 at the ball. Can you throw it at the wall?
As long as the ball goes back.
Oh. More questions.
There's no back. As long as the ball goes back.
No, hitting the wall.
Hit the wall and it bounces back to you.
As long as the ball goes back. So yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes, one last question. We gotta start.
I know. If you block the ball and it hits your teammate, what happens?
I did that.
16 minutes, everyone. 16 minutes and 20 seconds. It's a new record. Yeah.
Okay.